Okay, this is a video for students who are wanting to organize their time better. We are going to use Google Calendar, which you all have access to. You've probably used a calendar app before, or maybe even this one in particular, but I'm just going to show you a couple of ways in which you can better organize your time, mostly through the use of reminders. Okay. So here's my calendar. You can see that I've got my timetable put in there, nicely color coordinated to make it easy to look at. If I want to set myself a reminder for a piece of work that I have due, there's a couple of ways that I can do this. One of the ways you can do that is by creating a calendar event. You can do so by clicking this create button over in the corner here. I can even go to the day that the work is due. Say it's due on February the 1st, and I can click anywhere on the calendar. It's going to be due at 9:30 or maybe 10 o'clock. I can click and drag to change the time. Or once I've positioned that there, I can change the time by clicking on that time there and selecting a time from that drop menu that falls down there. Okay, so I've got it set for, let's set it for 9:30, Monday the 1st, homework due. I can make it repeat if I want to. If I knew that homework was going to be due every Monday or every second Monday, I can set that event so that it repeats weekly on a Monday, or if I go down to the custom box there, I can make it remind me every second week that cycle planners might be due. Okay, so that's going to remind me every 2 weeks on a Monday. Now, down the bottom here, we have the option to turn on a notification for that. So there's a drop-down box there that I can turn on a notification. You want to give yourself a bit of time to remind you when something's due. So maybe you can give yourself a notification the day before. The problem with that notification, though, is that that is only going to pop up if you have the computer on and the calendar or Google open. So if you're not paying attention, or if you're not looking at your computer, you're not going to get that notification. So if you go down here to more options, you'll see that we can change that to an email. So that means that I'm going to get an email the day before reminding me that that homework's due. You can add more and more notifications. You can give yourself 2 notifications, one the day before and one the day before that if you want, just depending on when you're going to be looking at your computer, when you're going to be checking your emails is how best you're going to work. Another thing that I can do once I've got this event created, I can add an attachment here. So if it is in fact cycle planner work, and my teacher has shared that work with me, I'm just going to choose something at random here, but if I look in my drive, someone sent me a cycle planner. There's one there. I'm going to select it and I've added that there. So now that is attached to this event in my calendar. So once I click save, well, I've made that for every day. That's all right. We don't need it that often, but sure. If I click on that event, there's the cycle planner. Click on that. It's going to open the cycle planner for me. Another thing that another reason why you might want to use Google Calendar to organize your time is if your teachers use Google Classroom with you, if they have assignments due on Google Classroom, you'll see these little black boxes here. They are homework tasks that my teacher has assigned for me on Google Classroom. So that's another great notification that you can get on your calendar. If I click on that, it's going to open the link and take me straight to that task on Google Classroom. Okay, another way to keep yourself organized is through the use of another Google app called Tasks. Now you'll see over on this side, this little sidebar here, you've got this box here which is called Tasks. If I click on that, it's kind of like a to-do list, which organizes well with my calendar. I'll also show you, you'll also get that sidebar in your email, in your Gmail as well. So there's that tasks list. So once you're in your tasks list, you can organize this to have a number of different lists. So I've got one here for my task, one for homework due. I could create another list for English, etc., etc. Okay, so here you can see my list here, and it's basically, I can just check these things off. So I emailed Mr. Smith, I can get rid of that one now. I wrote that essay, I can get rid of that now. So it's a nice little checklist, and it feels really rewarding when you can check things off. Now, how this works with Google Calendar here, so if I just created an event, if I click somewhere on the calendar, I can create a task. So you see that option there. And I can write what that task is. All right, and I'll save that. So now you'll see that pop up in my task list there, the English homework. And this one, because I've organized it through my calendar, it is got a date attached to it. Monday the 11th of February at 11 o'clock. So that's another good way that you can organize things in your calendar. You don't get a notification for this, unfortunately, so it just means that you need to be checking your calendar on a regular basis. But the reason I wanted to show you this is for another great workaround that you can do with the Google Suite is if you get an email which is asking you to do something. So your teacher might have sent you a cycle planner, your teacher might have created something on Google Classroom, and you get an email for it, and you want to remind yourself about that particular thing. What I can do in my email here, I can just click that email. So it's some cycle planner homework from my teacher. I can drag that across to my task list. And there it is there. So then I can assign a time and a date to that. And we're going to go with the 1st of February at 9 a.m. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to close my tasks. I'm going to go back to my Google Calendar. I'm going to give it a second, and there it is there. It's just popped up, but you can't see it because next to those other things. 12 Media Cycle Planner. On my calendar, view related email. So if I click on that, it will take me straight back to that email. And then of course that email has the cycle planner attached to it. So I can look at that work and do it. That's the basics of organizing your time with Google Calendar. I highly recommend that you do it. It will make you a better student. It will make you remember things. It will make your life easier.